Hello, beautifuls. My name is Quavier. I'm the creator of Juju Time. In this message, I have a very quick message from Spirit. It came to me as I was in bed last night, and I had a lot of things running through my mind. And as I was laying there, I was contemplating with Spirit about things that I needed for myself. And Spirit then led me to talk about choice. And that's all. That's it. Tell them about choice. Remind them about choice. That was like the literal thing that I felt and that I heard. And I posed this question for myself. I was looking for something for me. And I suppose this is, I suppose I'm not alone in needing this message, of course. The message of choice that Spirit wants to remind us is that no matter how small or how large the step that you're taking, at the end of the day, it all comes down to choice. There are many of us, for sure, that have callings that are too loud to ignore. But all of us, no matter how small, large, it doesn't matter. We all have a choice, and we all have like those steps to take to that choice. And it's almost affirming, right? Because as I was meditating, the idea of seeing myself in complete darkness, to, the kind of darkness where you can't even see your hands, right? And you're just feeling your heart pound in your chest, maybe the blood just rushing in your ears, and the overwhelming energy of fear. And even in this vision that I had of myself, it was take that small step. It's that reminder to take that small step, and even that small step matters. That small step is taking you closer to ultimately your choice. You can choose to speak up or to observe. You can choose to constantly feel like you have to prove yourself or like take a stand, or you can choose to embody. All of this is connected to, as I was like thinking about this and speaking with Spirit about this, and all of this is connected to two things: mindfulness and our authenticity. Mindfulness is the practice of being present in the moment. And it's more than just being present in the moment. It's also being present with your feelings, being present with your mind, being present to your environment, your surroundings, and approaching each of these things not with judgment, not with the desire to speak or to comment on it, but to observe, listen to what's passing through you in this moment. Because even the act of doing this, it's a choice. We can hear ourselves when we are choosing ourselves in the moment. Spirit says, it takes practice. It takes practice choosing yourself, and ultimately by choosing yourself, you're choosing to love all the extensions of you. You're choosing to, by choosing yourself, ultimately you're choosing love. You're choosing to trust, to have faith, hope, and ultimately choosing your intuition, which is choosing knowing. But I'm still plagued with that vision of that darkness, that complete and utter darkness of not knowing, and still needing to muster up the courage, and not to remove the fear, because fear has its own purposes, but in a way to have conversation with fear and to remind fear. See, now I'm getting a vision of like opening up your heart. Perhaps that's something someone, choice of opening up your heart, speaking to the fear. Ultimately, allowing fear to take off its armor, and you notifying it that this fear is keeping you from your choices. And you do want to see your choices. You want to see at least what's out there. And I feel like that's like that little spark of light. That's that little bit of courage within your each step that you take, of just saying, what's my choice? You know, and then moving according to that. Moving according to your spirit, ultimately, your intuition. Sometimes choice does take mindfulness. And I feel that's the message that Spirit needed me to remember, and those watching this video to also be mindful of. Yeah, it all comes down to your choice. So yeah, that's the message that Spirit wanted me to share. That's the message. So I hope that as you are leaning into your own spiritual ear and listening to your own spirit, you begin to recognize, no matter what your situation is, it's that you have a choice, and that there are choices. And they might be so small, you know, to you, you know, especially if you're caught up in like comparing yourself sometimes. And so each step that you take, it may seem like, oh, I don't see why this matters, but it matters. It matters because that one step is you choosing you. And I think that's beautiful. Taking the step, making that choice, is opening yourself up, opening up your heart. And that is scary, but I'm recognizing now that that fear, that scariness is a mask. I'm not sure about you, but for me, it's a mask for excitement. It's a mask of the unknowing, in a way. Anyway, I hope that this message reaches you and touched you where it needed to touch you, and you receive the messages that you need in regards to the choices, the small choices or the large choices that you do have in your life, and that this is Spirit's message to you to take that step. So, all right, beautifuls, I will see you in my next one. Truth and love.